Invent yourself. And then reinvent yourself. Don't swim in the same slough. Invent yourself and then reinvent yourself. Stay out of the clutches of mediocrity. Invent yourself and then reinvent yourself. Change your tone and shape so often that they can never categorize you. Reinvigorate yourself and accept what is, but only on the terms that you have invented and reinvented. Be self-taught and reinvent your life because you must. It is your life, and its history and the present belong only to you.
All of our actions are, at the end of the day, selfish. Each instant, you are your own creature. In this very creature, you do not wish to lose yourself, the creator. You are yourself, a higher being than you are, and surpass yourself. This creates conflict, resulting in an involuntary egoist, somebody who attempts to fulfill some higher purpose. They may go to church, amass a large fortune, or cure cancer, all in the idea that what they are doing serves some higher value that is good. Hence, the involuntary egoist is blind to the fact that they are simply trying to fulfill their own desires of happiness and security. They aren't free, but are rather possessed by their higher aims, for they fail to recognize their inescapable selfishness. The voluntary egoist, on the other hand, freely chooses their actions and are fully cognizant of the fact that they are merely fulfilling their own desires. Whereas the involuntary egoist is possessed by their higher aims, the voluntary egoist possesses their goals, seeing them for as they are and never finding themselves tied down. One must not be enslaved to a single end, but should instead find themselves in a constant state of self-rule. This ownness entails a complete rejection of any obligations, even those voluntarily undertaken. I am my own only when I am master of myself, instead of being mastered by anything else.
It is a personal journey. Find yourself and create yourself, and if others stand in the way, you must continue to believe in yourself. The goal is to become self-sufficient and independent, and if that means leaving the collective, so be it.
The self is a nothing in that it cannot be captured or defined by any concept, since concepts or definitions are fixed and unchanging, whereas the self is constantly transforming and transcending itself. The self is a nothing in that it cannot be identified. The self is not a nothing in the sense of emptiness, however, but a creative nothing that only exists by appropriating and externalizing itself. Spook is a controlling abstraction, thought to be existent, thought to have some corporeal foundation, but in fact has no physical or material existence, and is merely a ghost-like apparition, a phantasm, a spook. Fixed ideas, unquestionable doctrines and values that individuals hold very closely and dearly, concepts that have latched onto us and taken hold of us. Nowadays, it is very common to hear pleas to reject the lifestyles of consumerism and social materialism. But what about the just as controlling, just as soul-crushing dogmas of religion, the state, morality, humanism, society, mankind, race, gender, property, human rights, etc.? The divine is God's concern, the human man's. My concern is neither the divine nor the human, not the true, the good, the just, the free, etc., but solely what is mine.
The egoist does not accept any trade-off between ownness and other things. Ownness is totally incompatible with subjugation to the will of others. No other person can grant you ownness, and no other person can deprive you of ownness.